So, what can viewers expect from Chicago Fire Season 14, Episode 5? This installment, aptly titled Ghosts, brings together themes of grief, leadership, and the unexplained. The team at Firehouse 51 comes together to support one of their own, while eerie events and emotional challenges remind everyone that strength sometimes looks different for each person. The Herman family struggle. The episode opens with the firefighters rallying around Herman and his family after their devastating loss. Despite everyone's efforts to lift his spirits, Herman can't seem to move past his grief, and honestly, who could blame him? Losing everything you've built, your home, your possessions, the memories that tell your story, is a heartbreaking and disorienting experience. His pain is understandable, but his way of handling it isn't helping. Instead of leaning on his friends, Herman pushes them away. But as fans know, Mouch isn't someone who takes "leave me alone" for an answer. Refusing to let Herman wallow, he comes up with a plan, a pass-the-boot charity fundraiser, to help the family get back on their feet. Since it's Halloween, Mouch adds a fun twist, a costume-themed event at the bar. Naturally, Herman is hesitant at first, wanting to keep things small and private, but Mouch's persistence wins out. The idea of just family doesn't quite make sense anyway. The whole point of Firehouse 51 is that everyone is family. Herman's story this week is a reminder that sometimes we're our own worst enemy. He knows when he's being stubborn, but he still doubles down. Hopefully, he'll learn to let others help instead of shutting them out. Viewers can't help but wonder, should Herman try to rebuild what he lost or start fresh? His tears show just how raw that question still is. Emergencies of the week with Captain Pascal still out. Severide continues to lead, and the Firehouse has a few temporary floaters rotating in and out. The setup means there's no long-term commitment from these firefighters, which also means there's less reason to emotionally invest in them. The first major emergency kicks off the episode and sets the tone for its Halloween theme. The Firehouse responds to what appears to be a standard apartment fire, though the sheer number of firefighters on scene feels like overkill. Once inside, things take an unexpected turn. Cruz encounters an elderly man with an oxygen tank who tells him not to worry about him but to check apartment K, where a woman is injured. When Cruz returns later, the man is gone, and no one else saw him. It's soon clear the mysterious stranger wasn't part of the living world. Cruz may have had an encounter with a ghost, a spirit who guided him to save a life. The moment gives the episode an emotional, supernatural edge that perfectly fits the Halloween atmosphere. The next emergency involves a gas leak, which turns out to be far more dangerous than anyone. There are early warning signs, including dead birds outside, but it still takes Severide a beat before shouting for everyone to mask up. Kid, ever the hero, nearly succumbs to fumes while rescuing a victim, but the team manages to revive her in time. Though this storyline doesn't have the same eerie energy as the ghost encounter, it connects emotionally with the characters and their ongoing arcs. Leadership under pressure. Stella Kidd and Kelly Severide continue to prove why they're one of Chicago Fire's strongest power couples, both personally and professionally. Poor Stella has a rough day, first feeling disappointed that Isaiah isn't interested in trick-or-treating, and later facing a serious scare on the job. Even so, she remains resilient and composed. Severide, on the other hand, demonstrates once again that he's a natural leader. Despite worrying about his wife after her close call, he maintains complete professionalism. That ability to stay calm and collected, even when emotions run high, is exactly why he deserves to step into Captain Pascal's role. He leads with quiet confidence, something not all of his colleagues, including Herman, have mastered. Feelings about Stellaride, the nickname for the Severide Kid duo, especially when it comes to how they lead together. But lately, they found a perfect balance. They're in sync at work and at home, showing mutual respect and understanding. Even viewers who felt Chicago Fire growing repetitive may find themselves pleasantly surprised by how grounded and mature their relationship feels this season. A Halloween episode with Heart Ghost delivers everything a good Chicago Fire episode should: teamwork, heartfelt moments, and just enough of the supernatural to keep things interesting. The ghostly encounter adds a layer of mystery without straying from the show's realistic roots, while Herman's grief and Severide's leadership provide emotional depth. It's an episode about resilience, about finding strength through others, even when you'd rather face things alone. Whether through a spectral warning, a charity fundraiser, or a quiet show of support, Chicago Fire reminds us that family, both the one you're born into and the one you choose, is what gets you through even the toughest battles.